Welcome to the 2013 University of New England Convocation. Please rise and welcome President Danielle Ripich, the Board of Trustees, faculty, and staff of the University of New England.
Good afternoon, parents, faculty, students, and staff, and our Board of Trustee Vice Chair, Dr. Gregory. Please be seated. I'm Cynthia Forrest. I'm the Vice President for Student Affairs at the University of New England. It is my distinct honor to welcome you to the UNE campus and to our 2013 Fall Convocation. I'd like to begin today with a quote from ancient Greek philosopher Aristotle, who said, "Excellence is an art won by training and habituation. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit." Here at UNE, we are a community committed to excellence, both as an institution and as individuals. By choosing UNE, you too have made that commitment. We have many faculty members present today to welcome you, and they are an impressive group of scholars who are here to guide you on your journey. Please join me in recognizing our faculty members, and if you would stand, we would love that. Thank you. It is now my pleasure to introduce the Vice Chairman of the University of New England Board of Trustees, Dr. Karen Gregory.
Thank you, Cynthia. On behalf of the board and all of us at the University of New England, I'd like to welcome the class of 2017 and all students, faculty, staff, and family. The word convocation, which comes from Latin origin, means a calling together. It's an academic ritual that dates back many centuries and a tradition we are using at UNE to welcome new members of our university community. Today, we are calling you and the UNE community together to celebrate the beginning of your academic journey at the university. You could not have a stronger, more insightful individual to lead you on this journey than UNE President Danielle Rippage. Dr. Rippage is UNE's 5th president. She earned a PhD in speech pathology from Kent State University and is widely recognized for her work in child language and Alzheimer's disease. She has written extensively in her field and is internationally known for her language research. More importantly, since joining the university in 2006, the University of New England has experienced phenomenal growth. You no doubt have seen the beautiful campuses we have here and in Portland. Under Dr. Rippage's leadership, the university has built outstanding new facilities, such as the one we're in this afternoon, the Harold Alfont Forum, and we have launched new colleges, including our College of Pharmacy and the new College of Dental Medicine. Our research and academic programs have also expanded and opened a world of possibilities for all of you. You enter your journey in good hands. Based upon what I have seen over the last several years and what we have planned for the future, the 4 years ahead of you promise to be just as exciting. Please join me in welcoming the President of the University of New England, Dr. Danielle Rippage.
Thank you and welcome, everybody. This truly is a special occasion in the life of the university. Today, on this beautiful August afternoon on the coast of Maine, we come together to celebrate the launching of your academic journey. By this time next year, you will have undergone amazing experiences, and I predict a lot of change. It's a year that will expose you to the wonders of knowledge and how it affects the world we live in. Ours is a knowledge society where new ideas are worth more than gold or oil or even technology. You are also global citizens, whether you are aware of it or not. The clothes you wear, the drinks you order at Starbucks, the food you like, the computers you use are likely made by people in countries, some of which you may not have even heard of. We experience technological change at a dizzying pace, and we live in a world where we are all connected through the magic of technology and trade. This is the reality of our life today. But what does that mean for you as you embark on your college education? At UNE, we will provide you with an education that prepares you for total success regardless of what occupation you choose. We will give you the professional skills you need, but we will also make sure that you have a broad, refined understanding of culture, of traditions, and of histories. Regardless of your major field of study, we will give you an opportunity to ask questions, to challenge the meaning of life, to feel comfortable taking risks, reading, writing, debating ideas, challenging our view of the world, and I hope also challenging your own worldviews. This, then, is the essence of a liberal education, one that frees the mind from the shackles of tradition, even as it retains a healthy appreciation of the past. We say here at UNE that your education is grounded in the liberal arts, and that is the foundation on which we build the strength and flexibility you will need to navigate the ever-changing world that you will be living in. Your professors are accomplished scholars and researchers. They have spent many years thinking about the issues that shape our world, and they are here to guide you on your quest for more and better knowledge. Hold fast to them and let them show you how to develop into critical and creative thinkers, how to write papers, how to do lab studies. This journey will be thrilling, I can assure you of that, because I know this faculty and I know what they're capable of doing. I know their passion that they bring to all of their teaching. Don't miss the opportunity, however, to step off of our campuses in Biddeford and Portland. We are opening a campus in the fabulous city of Tangier, Morocco. It is on the edge of Europe, Africa, the Mediterranean, and the Atlantic all come together in this very special place. We will have beautiful facilities there, including state-of-the-art chemistry, biology, and physics labs. Our Morocco campus will open its doors to new cultures and traditions, as well as help all of you connect with our students who are just across the Straits of Gibraltar in Sevilla, Spain. Imagine crossing the Mediterranean to meet your fellow UNE classmates for a weekend. That's all going to be available starting in January 2014. That's going to be the new reality of UNE as we become a global institution. There are other global opportunities that await you around the world with faculty-led trips, and I think you'll learn more about that as you go through this year. I encourage you to explore the opportunities available for study away. So much will happen to you this year, so many challenges and so many opportunities. I am extremely proud of the excellent class that all of you are a part of. I am proud of our outstanding faculty who are here ready to help you explore the complex world of ideas, whether here in beautiful Maine or in distant lands around the globe. And I wish you all the very best on this exciting adventure. Travel safely and stay in touch.
Thank you, President Rippich. It is now my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, UNE's new provost, Dr. James Coble. Dr. Coble joined UNE in 2011 at an exciting time in our history as we were launching yet another college, the College of Dental Medicine. He came to UNE having had a distinguished career in dental medicine with teaching, scholarship and practice, and leadership in 5 universities, plus service in the American Dental Association. His deep appreciation from the liberal arts as the essential foundation of a university and an equally strong commitment to research and community service have their roots in his undergraduate education at John Carroll University. His advanced academic pursuits included an MJ in health law from Loyola University School of Law, an MS in oral biology from Loyola University, and a Doctor of Dental Science from the University of Illinois of Dentistry. Throughout his distinguished career, he has been recognized for his work by numerous honors and awards. Dr. Coble has served as an educator, a researcher, and a leader for over 4 decades in both private and public universities, including service as the founding dean of the College of Dental Medicine at Western University of Health Services in Pomona, California, as well as the dean of School of Dentistry at West Virginia University. His commitment has been to collaboration and to expanding and building on the sturdy foundations of the liberal arts. He is a community builder, a respecter of all talents and contributions. Please join me in welcoming our new provost, Dr. James Coble.
Well, thank you, Dr. Forrest. I'm not sure I really want to follow that nice introduction. We could finish on a high note. I thought that would get applause. Thank you. I want to add my welcome to everyone else's, to our incoming students, any families and friends who are here. We're thrilled to have you here at the University of New England. President Rippich, Trustee Gregory, all the faculty, staff, and members of the administration of UNE, for the next few minutes, I'm planning to just have a conversation with our incoming students, and so the rest of you can listen in if you'd like, or you can be working on your lectures for tomorrow. Either way is fine. First of all, I have a couple of questions for our new students. Are you excited to be here? All right, now, I didn't feel the excitement all the way up here. I'm going to ask that again. Are you excited to be here? Are you nervous? Yeah. Well, I'll share a secret with you. We're all very excited to have you here, but we're a bit nervous too. And the reason for that is we really want to make this, the next years of your life, a memorable and a valuable experience for you. If you're paying attention to newspapers and magazine articles these days, you know that educational institutions are being assailed on all fronts. Universities are shrinking, enrollments are down, fewer new programs are being developed. People are questioning the value of a liberal arts education. However, here at UNE, all those things I just said, it's exactly the opposite. We're growing in strategic directions, we're adding faculty and staff, we're building new facilities, we're developing new programs, and as you've heard, even building new colleges. Our campuses in Portland and Biddeford are constantly changing in a positive way. And as you've heard also, if that's not enough, this spring, students just like you will be traveling to Morocco for a semester abroad. And I really do remember sitting where you are, my first day of college. I was very excited. I was nervous about being away from home the first time, but I'll share a secret, I was even more excited about being away from home for the first time. I could hardly wait for my loving parents to leave so I could start my college career. I know none of you have felt the same way, especially if your moms and dads are sitting with you. I'm sure all of you are anticipating meeting new friends, enjoying new experiences, taking great classes, learning new things. But there are a lot of pressures, we get that. What am I going to study? What am I going to do for the rest of my life? How am I going to make a living? What if I make the wrong choice about a career or a major? What will happen? You know, when people tell you that you can be anything you want to be, they're intending that to be positive. I don't know, when I hear that, I think it puts a lot of pressure on me. I have all these choices, now what do I do? So I'm going to give you some advice. The fact is, no one can see the future, except, of course, our President Ripich. We know that she lives in the future and comes back and gives us messages about what she sees there. It's said, though, that individuals today may have 6 to 10 different positions in their careers. 6 to 10, probably more than that. Some of you may already know what field of study you want to pursue. You may even have very specific career goals. And I would say hang on to that passion, keep it. But keep your minds open also. You never know. You might meet a classmate, you might meet a faculty member, you might have an experience where you say, hey, I never thought of that. That looks interesting. I think I'm going to look into that. Keep your minds open for these years. Some of you, like I did, have absolutely no idea what you're going to do, and that's okay. That's really okay. You're here at UNE. There are dozens and dozens of excellent choices and lots of talented people along the way to help you make those decisions. I'm going to share a little bit of my own life, which may be boring, but this is my turn to speak, so I get to do it. I've had a lot of twists and turns in my life and my career. I studied science and art and philosophy and Greek and Latin and Russian, even in high school, and then in college. I started college as a physics major. I was going to be a biomedical engineer. Sounded neat. I found that wasn't the best fit for me, and I went into biology, became a pre-dental student. I've lived and worked in Indiana, in a little town in northern Wisconsin, in Chicago several times, in Louisville, Kentucky, Morgantown, West Virginia, Southern California, and now Portland and Biddeford, Maine. I've been a private practitioner, an assistant professor, a program director, an assistant dean, an associate dean, a department chair. I've gone off to the American Dental Association and worked as an executive there, been a dean at 3 places, and now a provost. Lots of places, lots of positions. Talk about not knowing what you want to do when you grow up, right? Well, that's me, and I'm still working on that. So if you're working on it, don't feel bad about it. It's been said that when you look back on your life, you'll regret the things you didn't do more than the things you did do. You'll regret the things you didn't do. And I'm going to give you an example of that, and it's really the reason that I'm standing here today. Back in 2007, I had been the dental dean at West Virginia for about 8 years. And I had decided at that time I would do that for a couple of more years. I would return to the faculty and teach, and then I would kind of end my career in Morgantown, West Virginia. I received a phone call one day asking me to come to start a new dental school in the town of Pomona, California. I had to look that up on a map because I had no idea where it was, but it was right next to Rancho Cucamonga, and I thought, that sounds like a really neat place. I'd love to live next to Rancho Cucamonga. These are how major decisions are made by your leaders. You should be taking note of this. So my wife and I spent a lot of time, analyzing the facts. What are the pros? What are the cons? What are the advantages? What are the disadvantages? And in the end, we made the decision based on one fact, and that was we didn't want to look back in the future and wonder what might have been. So we took the road less traveled. And I can tell you, it was a big, big risk at the time for us. Moving from Morgantown, West Virginia to Los Angeles, California, two completely different worlds. But if we didn't take that chance, I would not have gotten the opportunity to be here at UNE. I would not have been able to be in Portland, Maine yesterday to welcome the inaugural class to the first and only dental school in northern New England. And I certainly wouldn't be here today addressing you and having this great, great opportunity to work with all of these talented faculty and staff on your behalf as provost of this great university. So take a chance sometimes. You never know where life will take you. What I've learned about all this is that you have to put yourself in uncomfortable positions. You have to stretch in order to grow. You really do. And you have to be confident that whatever comes, you'll be able to deal with it and be successful. You need to keep your mind open to new possibilities. You need to develop the skill of actively listening to everyone you meet, because you can learn something from anyone and everyone that you ever come across in your entire life. And everything you learn, I promise you this, everything you learn will turn out to be valuable to you sometime in the future, even though at the time you may not know what that value might be. Don't be afraid to take chances. And here's another piece of advice that we're afraid of sometimes, but sometimes the best learning occurs by making mistakes. You okay? By making mistakes. The problem is when you keep making the same mistake over and over again, then we're worried about you. So go ahead and chart your course, but be willing to adjust your sails. At this point in your lives, you may think you're preparing for a specific future, but let me tell you, you should be preparing yourself for whatever the future holds. And that's the beauty of a place, in my opinion, like UNE. With all of the programs, the majors, the minors, the student research opportunities, internships, social and professional opportunities, global experiences, interprofessional education, marine science, student clubs, athletics, I could go on and on. There are endless possibilities to stretch your horizons. And don't forget, it's really up to you. This thing we call learning is an active process. You've got to reach out and grab it. Nobody can give it to you. So your success is in your hands and in your hands alone. Big responsibility, but you wouldn't be here if we didn't think you could accept that responsibility. Whatever you do in life, there are certain skills that are transferable, that are good for anything. It's like a get-out-of-jail-free card. The ability to think independently, to gather and analyze information, to be able to solve problems, to value lifelong learning, to communicate clearly, to be flexible, to value the importance of service to others, to be able to motivate others to achieve a worthy goal, and to appreciate your place in a global society. What I've found in my 4 decades, which sounds like a long time, I guess it is that really a successful life is made up of successful days, one day at a time. And each successful day is made up of successful moments, one moment at a time. So stay in the present, be alert, and soak up everything you can. It's all good. And finally, just be you. Now, somebody's sitting out there thinking, well, who else in the world could I possibly be, right, besides myself? Well, I'll tell you, we all sometimes try to be someone we're not. We try to fit in. Have there ever been times when you've been in a situation where you have this vague feeling of discomfort, that you're acting in a way that wasn't really you? We've all had that. I've certainly had it. Have you ever dealt with people who cause you to behave in ways that you really don't want to behave? You know, you stop yourself and say, think, I don't want to be this way. That's another value of this experience we call college. It's an opportunity to reflect not only on what you want to do, but on who you are and who you want to be. Each of us is unique. So one of our goals in life is to be authentic, be true to ourselves, to be true to what we think and what we feel. You know, that's that gut instinct that we hear about all the time. You know, when you have to make a decision, you've gathered all the information you can, and you're still not sure about exactly what to do. And at those times, I think you have to kind of put aside all those voices that are talking at you, and you have to reach deep down inside and find that inner sense that will give you the answer that you know to be right. Be you, you can't go wrong. Finally, one of our primary goals here is to help you grow into that unique, mature person. And what does that really mean? I'm going to leave you with a story. I picked this up from a gentleman by the name of Peter Kostenbaum, who really has an interesting, you want to talk about liberal arts, he has degrees in physics, music, and philosophy from places like Stanford, Harvard, and Boston University. So my guess is he's a pretty smart fellow. He teaches philosophy to healthcare providers. He teaches philosophy to business leaders because he believes that philosophy will help people live a good life and make good decisions. So he was asked one day, so Peter, what is the meaning of life? We all want to know that. He answered without hesitation, it is to become mature. Exactly what do you mean, mature? Holding up a clenched fist, he said, mature people have a strong sense of self. They know who they are, what they believe in. They're confident in their opinions and their judgment. He held up his other hand in an open and relaxed fashion. He said they also have a humility that helps them continue to listen and learn. They care about other human beings, and they are willing to serve. When you have both of those together, that's what we call a mature person. So we are truly excited to have you as part of our UNE family, and we look forward to partnering with you as you set sail on this next phase of your journey through life. We will work extremely hard every day to ensure that you will always be able to say, I'm glad I chose UNE. Thank you, and have a great year.
Thank you for that inspiring message. It sets us on a great course. I would like now to introduce Dr. Jeannie Hay, who is the Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, and Dr. Betsy Francis Conley, who is our new Dean of the Westbrook College of Health Professions. And I'd also like to introduce Dr. David Sandmeyer, who is the President of the University Faculty Assembly. They're going to speak to you, and then we're going to have the opportunity to hear from our undergraduate student government president. So join me in welcoming Dr. Hay to the podium.
Thank you, Dr. Forrest. Well, to all the students here, most of you have already heard me speak to you about 5 or 6 times in the last 2 days. I won't repeat the excellent advice that I and my colleagues have already given you. I'm really happy that you have the opportunity today to see the group of people behind me and many of the people here in front of me, faculty, but also important members of our staff and administrative team, because it just reminds us all about the enormous hard work and number of people who are dedicated to making UNE the strongest place it can be for you and for your success. And I hope that you remember that in the years ahead of you. We're working really hard on your behalf because we so believe in you and are so excited about giving you the opportunities that avail themselves to you here. I wondered if maybe some of the new students whom we're welcoming, maybe this is your first convocation, maybe this is your first academic ceremony, and maybe some of you are wondering, what is a convocation and why are they wearing these crazy clothes up there? And you're too generous to ask. So let me just tell you a little bit about it. We in the academy, as we call higher education, we wear these robes in important academic events. And they represent, you'll see many colors, both of our robes and of our hoods, which I actually don't have mine today. And the colors all represent different things. So I encourage you to ask the faculty about their robes. You know, the color of their robe might tell you what school they got their degree from. The colors on their hood will tell you maybe what school they went to, but also what area that they've studied. You'll see green for medicine and purple for law. I think I got that one right, I hope, and so forth. And so it's really a sartorial display of the richness that is our background. And we generally wear these twice a year. We wear it today at Convocation, where we welcome the new class, the new students here to begin your academic career in higher education and here in UNE. And we wear them again on the day that you graduate. And because we recognize that these are solemn and important, momentous occasions that deserve the ceremony that we give to them, because your academic career will be the foundation not only of your professional career, but of so much that comes in your life. We take very seriously our commitment to educating the whole person, to prepare you for a career and to prepare you to live life to its fullest. And our wearing these beautiful colors and interesting robes is a recognition that it's an important event, and the beginning of your academic career as a college student, there are fewer more important events. So we take it very seriously, and I know that you will too. I'd like to ask a favor of the people arrayed before me, and I'd like to ask the faculty to stand up and turn around and take a look at the students, if you would do me that favor. And even though not all of our faculty are represented here, we have a really good group of them here. And I just want to ask you students to look at the faces arrayed in front of you. These are the people with whom you will build your primary and most important relationships over the next 4 years, the ones who will help you grow, who will give you opportunities to conduct research, to find internships, to think about things in new ways, and you will remember them and the impact they had on your life for the rest of your life. I wish I had time to tell you about each and every one of these. Among the people here before you are world-class scientists, published poets, people who are studying global climate change in the Arctic, and people who are examining human behavior in criminal settings, and people who are studying microbes that create disease and how we can address those. And there's so many more stories. This is a world-class faculty, and you are among the most lucky, fortunate young people to be able to work with the faculty that we have here at UNE. So look at their faces, get to know them, and take advantage of all the hard work they do on your behalf. So with that, I'll say, faculty, you can sit down, and welcome to everybody. Thank you so much.
On behalf of the amazing faculty and staff of Westbrook College of Health Professions, I too extend a very warm welcome to all of you. I love this time of year, a new beginning. For me, it's always a time where I reflect on my goals and I think about the new year and what I want to accomplish. It allows me to think about success, and that's sort of been a theme today that I've heard about, well, what is success? For you students, it may be to ace that test, to get a good grade, to get admitted to the University of New England. It may be to score a goal, to win that game. For the faculty, it may be achieving tenure, having a manuscript published, that first grant. For me, I think that success is more broad. I'm going to read a quote to you from Bessie Stanley. It's often attributed to Emerson, but it's from Bessie Stanley. Success is to laugh often and much, to win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children, to earn the appreciation of honest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends, to appreciate beauty, to find the best in others, to leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition, to know that even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is to have success. May all of you enjoy a myriad of success during your academic career here at the University of New England. Thank you.
Dang, they said everything I was going to say. So my speech melting away with each new speaker. And I want to thank Dr. Forrest for promoting me to the level of president, although President Rippich might have something to say about that. My name is Dave Sandmeyer. I'm the chairperson of the University Faculty Assembly. And I get goosebumps every first day of the semester. I was thinking, counting up the years, this is my 20th year at UNE, and I'm still nervous, and the hair is still on my, you can't see it from there, but, and again, I agree, we get nervous because we want this to be a transformative experience for you guys. I think if you ask most people my age what part of their life or phase in their life was the most memorable and really defined them for who they are, I think the majority would say their college years, their undergraduate years especially. You go from a period of adolescence, kind of relying on mom and dad to make sure all is right. You get shoved into a university where suddenly you're kind of on your own. There are greater expectations of you. We expect more from a college student than we would of a junior in high school. My son is a junior in college, and I was talking to him the other day about this event, and I said, you know, what do you think I should say? And he said, whatever you say, don't scare him away. All right. I said, but I think I'd be shirking my duties as a faculty member if I didn't roll my sleeves up a little bit and give you some advice. So here we go. First of all, be your own advocate. Don't be so proud as to not ask for help. Everyone out here on the platform, sitting in front here, sitting in the stands, we all need help once in a while. Do not be afraid to go knock on a faculty member's door, a dean's door, the president's door, hopefully not all at once, but you know, and ask for help. We have, beyond an incredible faculty that people have spoken about, we have great support services at UNE. We're still small enough that we can really give you guys individualized attention beyond the classroom, whether it's in the research lab, on an internship, whether it's career services, the Student Academic Success Center, that's SASE, for those of you who are wondering what the acronym is. There are all sorts of structures built up here for one purpose, and that is to make you succeed. So I wish you the best of luck. Don't be afraid to knock on doors. Have fun, and good luck for the next 4 years. Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to introduce your undergraduate student government president, Samantha DeMillan. Now, Samantha goes by Sam, and many of you have met her through the orientation program as she was one of the leaders. She hails from South Kingston, Rhode Island, and she's a member of the class of 2014, majoring in medical biology and minoring in Latin American studies. She has been a leader extraordinaire and is here today to offer her words of welcome and to share a little advice to you as you enter. Thank you.
All of you sitting before me chose to come to UNE for a reason. While there may be multiple factors in your decision, the most important reason is that you all believed you could be successful here. You have trusted UNE to be the stepping stone to help you achieve your ideal career or to get accepted into the graduate or professional school of your dreams. UNE certainly has all the resources to help you succeed. But the measure of your success and how you get there lies in your hands. What you get out of your experience will be directly proportional to what you put into it. Our mission as students is not to simply follow in the footsteps of those who have graduated before us, but to create our own path. My path began at orientation, just like yours did. I signed up for a trailblazer in the community, which changed the entire course of my path. I wouldn't have met my roommate, my best friend, or my mentor. Without meeting these people, I wouldn't have joined the clubs that I'm in, made the connections I have, or have been standing up here reading this to you today. Without UNE and the community that you so often hear other students, faculty, and staff talking about, my life would be a completely different story, and I'd be on a completely different path. I came to UNE with every intention of going to medical school to become a doctor, and as I enter my senior year, I now plan on leaving my undergraduate career in pursuit of a master's degree in higher education. Embracing the path that UNE has set for me has made all the difference in my life, and I think it will in yours too. Some of your paths might lead you to 4.0s, and maybe some paths will lead you to a semester stuck in office hours in the Student Academic Success Center. Maybe one of you will end up on a path that lands you in my position 4 years from now, giving this speech to the incoming class. You might play sports while others might do research, and a handful will do both. The person to your left might change their major 5 times, and the person to your right might start a new club. Plenty of you will experience something that will make you backtrack down your path and take another route. But I'd like to issue a challenge to all of you that says no matter where you find yourself on your path, you will go with it. There will be times when there are serious roadblocks, and even times when following the path seems way too easy. But in the end, your path will lead you to success that both you and others will be proud of. When you reach those roadblocks, remember that people truly care about you at UNE. They are just as invested in your future and your success as you are. You are not on this journey alone, and the people you meet along the way will influence your path and direction if you let them. Remember that the path through college is not purely academic. Active engagement in life outside the classroom is just as vital to learning and developing all one's passions and potential. The UNE community expects you to step outside your comfort zone, to push all boundaries, to be a global thinker, and to become a leader. In order to do that, you must actively take advantage of everything UNE has to offer. Make the most of these next 4 years, because I promise they'll go by faster than you can ever imagine.
Thank you, Sam. Margaret Mead once said, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, when you think about it, it's the only thing that ever has." So congratulations as you begin your life at UNE. Please join this community in thinking about how we can transform our local community here on campus, our communities beyond our borders, and the world. We are so proud you're here. We're so excited to work with you. We're so excited to think about the future that will be unfolding. As we come to the close of our ceremony, I would ask you as students to remain seated, and we're going to have a recessional. And then you're going to be led by our three student leaders, Sam, and also Heather and Sarah, who'll be joined by Dean Hay, and also Dean Francis Conley, and our Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Ellen Boyer. And you're going to process through what I'm calling the welcome corridor. Our faculty and staff will be lining your pathway as you exit. We want you to know that you have our full support as you start your journey. Then, as a group, you're going to be led by the bagpiper and our entourage, and we're going to have you go through the passageway under Route 9, and you have people who'll be waiting there to celebrate your pathway. Then we invite you to join at what we call our Riverview facility on the banks of the Saco as we celebrate our beginning together. Our faculty and staff will be there, and you will be having the opportunity to meet many people who are with you today. So at this time, our convocation ceremonies have come to an end. Welcome to you, the entering class.
Please rise and remain as President Dr. Danielle Rippich leads the trustees, faculty, and staff of the University of New England from the arena.